some part this was not that difficult to do because the Autobots logo is a fairly simple shape. Not simple, simple. Learn to talk, Tinkerer. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, that glitch that happens every time you download a new driver, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And today we're going to continue on with a time-lapse video of the Transformers bedroom I've been working on. I was going to add the EQ creation to this, but that turned out to be a longer video than anticipated, and I'm still not 1% sure if I got everything working correctly. So we're going to actually look from the time I add the matrix on up to where I'm going to add the EQ in this video. Now, as I import the file in here, I've actually imported a Autobot logo file I created in Illustrator. I figured it would have been easier to create an Illustrator and then bring into Blender and just extrude it. But when I went to try to extrude, I come to find out it had all these little vertices added, and I don't know why. I don't know how to do this. And even when I went to extrude, it didn't actually extrude the shape. So I think I might have figured out later on what I could have done, but I'm not 1% sure, and I hadn't gone back and tried and see if I could actually find out how to fix this. Oh yeah, right here I've trying to straighten up all the lines. Oops. There we go. Yeah, here when I was trying to extrude the creative thing, all I did was just extrude the vertices, and like, that's not what I was wanting to do. I see at the top it's got swirls instead of the normal thing, so I might have to figure out that there might be some way I have to convert it to the type of file or to the type of shape I want in order to extrude. I think that's what I was doing here. I was trying to look and try to find it. Yeah, like I said before, that's the one thing about Blender. If you don't know what things are called, it's sometimes hard to find the solution. So what I end up doing is I just had to recreate it in Blender using the image I imported. I made it in Illustrator. Now, for some part, this was not that difficult to do because the Autobots logo is a fairly simple shape. Not simple, simple. Learn to talk, Tinkerer. And what's the best part is for some of these shapes, I can just actually just do a duplicate and then flip the shape over to create. Now, I did have to do a couple loop cuts. Yeah, you have to add actually 2 loop cuts. Well, no, I didn't add a 2 loop cut. If I was to have done it something differently, I would have needed a second loop cut. Now, I did find out later on there is a way to extend something using following the same angle. I'm gonna have to go back and actually look that up, but to me it was just easier just to keep 2 points on one side. That way I don't have to worry about any bumps or dips. Zoom in here and try to get this thing as center as possible. So all I have to do is not really extrude right here. Then first I'm going to size it, then I'm going to extrude it. Did I forget to turn something on? Yeah, for some reason it was doing that weird flip. Now that's only sizing. Yeah, I'm not sure why it was doing that weird flipping. But that was the one problem with trying to do that mirror thing, is it did not extrude where I wanted it to extrude. That's the fun part, is have to keep switching between all the points that you use for extruding and sizing, so you can get everything to move equally. I think I was trying to get the center for some reason and it didn't want to do it, but I think I finally got it done. Trying to move everything closer so they'll be kind of right at each other. Oh yeah, I'm right now. Since I learned how to align everything, I did a lot of that in this making this Autobot logo. Now, the original plan for this Autobot, while I'm thinking about it, and we're going to see me try to do it later on, is I was going to turn this into a rug. The problem is I couldn't get the hairs of the rug to do right. They were always want to be long, even on the underside, and any of the videos I watched for making a rug never explain how to get the hair or the fiber of the rug, even for a thick rug, to only extrude on the sides that you want it and not on the underside. And so I end up having to scrap that idea and use this Autobot logo as a light. Just a light hanging on the wall. Oh yeah, trying to create the vents. I guess they're called vents. I'm calling them vents. The recess area, I guess you consider on the logo, or the negative space, depending upon whether you're working in 3D or 2D. Yeah, right now I'm adding points using the knife tool because I kind of like the idea of trying to keep some of this stuff neat. To me, neat and clean. I don't know whether somebody else would consider this neat or clean. I kind of seen some stuff now that I could have done. I didn't have to actually do a knife cut on certain points. I could just do what I'm doing now and just merge some of these vertices. And the thing is like you don't want the vertices have no more than 4 sides, not vertices, but the I'm trying to think what they call it, the plane, the shape, the polygon. That might be what it is. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I know you don't want to usually have no more than 4 sides, or basically 4 points. So you can get away with 3. I don't think there's any way to get away with 2. I can't think of no way to actually reduce a shape down to only 2 sides, unless you got something like a semicircle. But in 3D program, I do not believe that would actually be just 2 vertices, because I think you kind of have to make a bunch to do the curve. And I'm probably actually, did I use the bevel tool here? I don't think I did. Let me see, well, how do I do this? How did I do this? Did I? I don't know why I had such a dot for. Okay, somehow. Oh no, wait a minute, that didn't. I just pointed it in. Oh yeah, I got all these shapes. I'll say I had, like, for some reason I had some extra vertices on that line. Didn't get that actually in center or at the point. I don't think I left the top like that. I must have done something different. I must be trying to figure out doing all the simple shapes first. It's been a while since I did this, so I'm trying to remember what I did. Did I extrude it and then use the bevel? Oh yeah, I'm copying the Z axis, so when I go to extrude, I can make everything the same length or the same depth. It would actually be kind of nice if this window for controlling like some of the different properties of like the extrude as well as when you make shape stuff. It'd be nice if it wasn't in a collapsible window, if I could actually put it over to the right in with the others. Okay, is this? I think this is where I think I was trying to use. That's why I had that yellow thing earlier. I was trying to use the bevel tool and didn't want to work on a flat 2D shape, and so I'm trying to figure out how to use it on such a wide area. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to figure out how to do. How to get this to arc the way I want it to. And I don't know if you actually need to do this, but I just like pulling them into a center, but I don't even think that is, I'm gonna have to go back and actually take a look at that file, make sure, because I wonder if I put them all at the same point, or do I have all these small center lines? I can't remember. Okay, now we're importing it into the room. Yeah, try to keep everything in its own folder. Makes it easier to find stuff. And like I said, the idea was to originally use it for a rug. And if anybody has any idea how I could actually make this into a rug where all the fibers only sticking out on the top side, I don't mind the side so much, but when I went to do it, it just stuck out on the bottom. See right there, you see it along top and the side. Let's see if we get to that. I see some sticking out the bottom right there. Yeah, see that bottom? That's not what I want. I do not want it coming out the bottom. Using the hair. That's one way I saw how to do it, was using the hair. I think I was trying some different things just to see what I could do or want to do, because it definitely wasn't working the way I want to work. And usually, I know some people like doing certain tutorials where you follow things step by step. I find for me it is better to learn how to do something if it's something I'm interested in. I tried doing the donut tutorial, and well, other than the fact that I have issue trying to keep up with it, because the Blender Guru does move fast while talking about why you want to do something for about 5 minutes. For me, it's a lot more interesting if you can to learn some of the tools and what to do if you're making something that you like or want to create, have a little bit of freedom. And for a new person like me, I need somebody that, yes, will go over some of the basic tools that you can use for everything, but I need you to show me where. Just saying, oh, go over to this spot. Oh, use your loop cut. Well, if I don't know where my loop cut tool is, how do I know to use it? And there's like a lot of these icons here on the right I really do not know the names of. I do hear occasionally to talk about it, some people in some videos, but not enough where a kinesthetic learner like me would retain it. I have to use something, and for one of the best ways for me to learn is actually to teach someone else. So one reason why I do these videos. A little selfish of me maybe, but this is how I learn and retain information, is by using it. I lost track of what I was actually trying to do here. think I was still trying to figure out how to make it something, but okay, now I'm moving it to a spot on the wall where I'm just gonna use it as a type of wall LED light type thing. Put it over here in the dark corner. There you go. It's like the neon sign at the bar at night. Although if a bar has a Autobot logo, I don't drink, but I might have to stop by and see at least they have a soda. I honestly, I am not a big alcohol drinker. It's not that I have anything against it. I just don't like the taste. Most alcohol I've tried is just a bitter taste, and I am not a fan of many bitter things. Now I would like to try mead one time. I hear that can be pretty sweet. Oh, I didn't want to make a bed sheet like that. That would be a pretty thick bed sheet if I did that. Won't be freezing in winter. Might not be breathing either. With that much fabric on you. Yeah, I'm trying to actually create that a little bit of dynamics in the sheet here as far as folds and bends. And it's going to probably take me some playing around some more. Now, one of the issues I have in the EQ video is when I imported the EQ that I made over to this file. For some reason, at the beginning in scene 1, the sheet is floating above the bed and it's not on the bed. I have to go actually to whatever frame, 48, 49, something like that, for it to be on the bed the way I want it. So I haven't figured out how to permanently put that. And for some reason, it might be just because of the view I was in, it wasn't showing the Decepticon logo there. I'm trying to create a image on the seat. After all, this is a Bruticus bed, not Bruticus, Onslaught bed. Bruticus is what he makes with the other Combaticons. But yeah, this is an Onslaught bed, a Decepticon. So be fitting to have Decepticon seats. There is actually, I just remember, there is one other item I would like to add. I was going to go jump, I already did the EQ one, I'm going to probably still work on that one. But I might go ahead and create that one more element I want to add to this room before I finish with the EQ and then adding the video. And if there's anybody out there who is handy with making stuff in real life, like out of wood and stuff, I would actually like to see someone attempt to make a bed similar to this. Actually, you could actually use this design for multiple things. Think of outside in the yard, build a sandbox in the shape of Onslaught. You could actually get away with using Silverbolt as well, because that's the one issue with Silverbolt is where do you put the cone and cockpit of the airplane if you were to use it as a bed. Whereas Onslaught you don't have to worry about, but outside you could actually make a Silverbolt sandbox perhaps. I don't know if you could you could probably do a type of trampoline, a small pool maybe. I don't know if you want to do a big pool. It'd be cool to actually see. You see everybody do stuff Star Wars theme, and that's because there's nothing against Star Wars. I can see it is a icon, at least the original 3 movies are, and a couple other things from it. But everybody does Star Wars, and while it's cool, but it's all the same thing with everybody doing it. I like to see some other sci-fi elements brought to life. Oh yeah, there was this UV mapping. I still don't fully understand UV mapping. I tried it back on Lightwave, not 100% understanding, and I wish I didn't have to actually do it this way far as trying to get the top fold and the bottom fold lined up. You know, I gotta work on learning this a little bit better. But going back to sci-fi elements, I would love to see some other. Now, I have seen a Star Wars theme room once. And when I say Star Wars, not Star Wars, I mean Star Trek. Oh, great, the fans are gonna get mad because I confused the two. But no, years ago there used to be a show called Man Cave, and they actually did a sci-fi theme room that was more Star Trek based in its look. They actually had a voice control computer that could turn on the fireplace. The screens and panels were very sleek and futuristic looking, minimalized look that the Star Trek had, and they even made the commander chair. Now that was nice. But there are a couple others. I mean, the problem with some of the stuff with Transformers is both the Autobot base and Decepticon base are monochromatic or monotone when it comes to color. So there ain't much interesting thing. You have to actually work with the details of the panels. Buck Rogers was a series I liked watching growing up. And I think it used, was it Starship Galactica? I'm trying to think of that. I can't think of the name now. Battlestar Galactica, I think. Was that one? There was one that was actually reusing set pieces from another sci-fi. I didn't watch it, so I couldn't tell you, but I did watch Buck Rogers. There's a few elements from it that would be kind of cool to see created. Mega Man is a favorite of mine, and I actually want to do some stuff in Blender. And I haven't decided yet, while I'm working on the EQ video portion, do I want to at least do a couple other Blender time-lapse videos of working some stuff while I'm trying to brainstorm and figure out some of the issues I'm having, or if I have any issues, try to work them out, because you can see here I'm having issues just trying to get the bed sheet to look right. And that's pretty much it for this bit of video. I know I did not create too much of 2 minutes of creativity like I did before, but this at least is the progress. And like I said, I'm going to play around. There is one more element I was an original plan for doing this room. I almost forgot about doing it. I know there was some other characters I was wanting to add, but I know there's one I want to try to do and add before I render this out. And I got to make sure the EQ is working right. I got to add a video. I might have to do a render farm depending on how much time it's going to take. And so that's going to be an interesting thing to learn to do, because I do got a couple other computers. A HP, one of those little mini HP Pro Desk or whatever a friend gave me. I got a Dell that I want to use for a business, and so I might use those. And if I can use both Raspberry Pis I got, I don't know how much helpful, if I can use two different operating systems. I might have to actually use a different, because one's actually a Retro Pi, so I might have to do some modification. But yeah, I'm hoping to actually be able to get this thing where I can have a final video image, camera panning, video playing on the Soundwave TV, you seeing the audio bounce on the Blaster EQ. And for this but a room that any Generation 1 Transformers fan would probably have loved growing up. What am I saying? We'd probably love to have it now. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know I rambled a bit more, didn't actually talk about what I did, but there's not much more I can really add to some of these time-lapse or the information of how I'm working on some of this stuff. But if you want to help support the channel still, please like and subscribe and share this video with anybody you might find this interesting. Hope all of you have a nice day.